charger. Phone charger. You know, one of those storage battery things.
Welcome to SyFy After Dark with Sean and Drew. We're here. We're joined with the cast crew of Captain Simeon's First Command, and Jose, the director, will be introducing the rest of the cast and the crew.
Yes, Joseph Peta, the director and the producer of Captain Simeon's First Command. So we'll start off with the introduction. We have Clay Sayer here that played Captain Simeon, Captain Peter Simeon in your upper right-hand corner. And we have, is Patricia there with you, Clay? Okay, but if Patricia wasn't here, we were going to introduce you as Tira Simeon, Peter Simeon's wife. We have here Leslie Sawyer that plays our wonderful Captain Nancy Rand in the film, the antagonist. We have to have a little antagonism. Next, we have Larry Fleming. Larry, where are you? All right, Larry plays the doctor from the original series, and he also plays one of our astronauts, Dr. Landon, our astronaut doctor. So Larry, welcome on board. We have Richard Snowden. Wait, he cannot make it tonight, so he's gone. We have Jesse Jeffries. Oh, there he goes, right there in the middle. There he is, right there. Jesse Jeffries plays our notorious and villainous helmsman, the one who wants to do mutiny against Captain Peter Simeon. So welcome on board. We have David McHenry. Where are you, David? You're right there. He is right there in the middle of the screen. And he does our wondrous and fabulous, very delightful score. And my hat's off to him because he did over 2 hours of scoring since the film is 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that's really wonderful scoring. We have Bill Bailey. Where are you? Wave your hand so we can see you. All right. We got Bill Bailey. He's waving his hat. And we have Denise McQueen right there. All right. Wave your hat. And Bill plays our ape minister Tiberius, the ape of the cloth. The ape of faith. Yes, yes.
In this ship.
Yes, yes, yes. And we have Denise McQueen that plays our very logical and methodical commo officer on board the Starship Intruder. And we have Darian Carter. Where are you? Wave your hand, Darian. There he is in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And Darian plays a number of roles. We tasked this guy to come in hard. He plays our wonderful Klingon commander that you see there. He also plays our doctor aboard the Starship Intruder as well. And he also plays, if that wasn't enough, our wonderful chief of staff of Starfleet. So he was able to pull off those 3 roles, and we're thankful for that. So I believe we got everybody. All right, so we're ready to go for tonight. Take her away.
Well, I know for most people, the first question they want to know about a fan film is how long does it take to get the chemistry? Everyone works smoothly together.
Right away.
That's
you just jump in and go.
Yeah, just jump in and go. Everybody got along so well.
Lots of fun.
Besides the fact
I
we've
think
all,
everybody had worked with Jose before, so that made it quite easy.
It really did. It really did.
This was the first time I worked with Jose and the first time I did any of these fan films. But I had worked with Leslie on stage before, and she got me in to this. So the only person I knew initially was Leslie. Wave, Leslie. Leslie, say hi. And she introduced me to Joe, and Joe needed a Klingon, and that's how he got me into this. So I didn't really see hardly anyone at all. I didn't know much about what the film was about or where it was going or anything of that nature. I just listened to what Joe wanted done and followed him, and he kept calling me back and had different roles. And Joe, you forgot my doctor, my German, my Dr. von Hessling.
Oh yeah, that is another one. The Dr. von Hessling. That's right. That's 4. My God, and I thought I got him all. That's right. No, when I saw him, yeah. And how we got him, we got the 4th role. We ran out of time, and I was not able to. He was developing a character backstage, and I felt bad because I was seeing that there was a tremendous German doctor, scientist, the director of the space program, that he was in costume, he was ready to go, couldn't even speak German, but I said, let's see if we can get into the next scene. So I started writing more scenes in my computer so we can bring him off. But yes, I think he was very central character to the film because it is about his insecurities and his being able to reach out and find success despite his troubles, So that's one of the themes of the film is finding success and overcoming your struggles like Captain Simeon to be able to get into the end zone,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but back to your question on how we work together, everyone here on the crew was fantastic. I mean,
yes.
Everything about it was running smooth. Joe he knew what he was doing. He had it methodically of what scene, what's next, where the stuff, the props were to be put in. Everyone laid in a hand. Really, I don't know if this is normal. Those of you that played or done more films can attest to it. But to me, it just seemed like a bunch of friends getting together that we already were friends. Even though we didn't know each other, if we would have been at a convention or somewhere else, we would be friends because we would fall in and we liked the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to be kids, man, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Got the game on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. People came with their game on. They were ready to go, hit the stage running, it's like Leslie Sawyer right there, being able to, with all those characters that you had, you're able to embellish those characters on the screen for us,
Yeah, and it's really not as easy as maybe a person would think. I wish I was better at being able to change my voice, like how my voice sounds. So to try to compensate for that, each different character that I play, I try to have their personality be very, very different. So as far as that goes, I feel I have kind of accomplished that because obviously Nancy Rand doesn't act at all like Veronica Pepperstone. They have 2 very different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I try to do is just come across totally different.
Yeah, and I think it's even harder when you have ape makeup like Clay Sayer. I think he might have had one of the hardest ones because you're trying to put on your makeup, then you put on your makeup, and now you're trying to portray this character. When you say Clay, I mean that must have been a big challenge for you.
There's alchemy involved from that transformation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out
boy, that took a long time for that laugh to come out. I'm sorry. No, it's I don't know. That comes naturally to me. To me, that's like I'm returning back to my 8-year-old self.
Yeah.
And that's what I did as a kid, and now I'm doing it as an adult. So
yeah, that was that's the zenith of it, is just tapping into that. I agree.
Yeah. And I was
looks
thinking,
like the most important person on the set is in the comments. Jeremy said that he was the person giving you your snacks and
Oh,
coffee.
Give me this.
Craft service is
So that
very
is the most important
That's
job.
very
Yes, that's
important.
true. Yes,
Very
Yes.
important.
that
Extremely
is true.
important. Yes,
Yes. He kept us going.
he
That's
did.
right.
He
He was
did.
the snack officer. Yeah.
Without
He
the
was the
snap
snack
officer,
officer.
Yeah.
Well,
we were in
actually,
trouble.
he was the navigator, right?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
navigator.
And
too.
great,
Yeah.
just a great guy, super
Yeah.
friendly.
His first fan film. He's my son. Of course, I think he's great.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Great.
He
He did
is.
good.
He is.
Did a
I
great job.
wrangled him into it.
Oh,
Like I
he
tried to
worked out
talk, like,
really
come on,
great.
you'd love it. You'd love it. He was actually a little bit, but he does love acting. He really does. He's a very good actor. So
Yeah,
And
and
it
he
showed.
loved it,
It
and
showed.
it's like because he had never met anybody before. For him, it was a great bonding experience. And he said now he really understood why I like doing the fan films so much because everybody he met, he just thought everybody was great. He loved it.
It's Star Trek camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a
Star
good way
Trek
of looking
camp.
at it.
Yeah.
Star,
Yeah, you
Star
got a
Trek
space
camp.
camp. You got a
Yeah.
Star Trek
Okay.
camp.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
Joe, is this your first time doing all the top hats in the production?
We started a film, but we just never finished it. But yeah, that's why we have all these cowboy hats laying around. You know, we'll get around to filming the attack on Fort Desperado one of these days.
Well, I know
Okay.
Denise, I know Bill, and I know Leslie.
We got to start a head start on it.
I was curious as to if we go through the list. Did you all notice that when you've worked together before, you've built that friendship and the bond? When you're coming in cold, it's easier to fit in because they want to welcome you into the family. They don't want to push you away.
Well, there has to be a certain comfort level. Actors need to feel comfortable to push themselves beyond their normal limits or to do something that would be embarrassing normally or beyond their abilities normally. And when you have a director that knows you and you can trust them, and not only does he direct, he writes too. So
That's true.
we trusted him to give us what we need for the character. And it works beautifully when you have it all put together like that.
It comes together, pieces of the puzzle. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said before, this was my first film I was in, and I can only speak from that aspect. I did know Leslie and Jeremy. I knew those two individuals, but everyone else was brand new to me. What made me feel very comfortable with everyone else is I could see everyone wanted the same thing. We wanted the film to be a success. We wanted to be as professional as possible. And we cared about the other actors and crew that was on set. You know, no one was saying, "Hey, get out of my way. Hey, I need this," or, you know, so and so. There was none of that. It was if someone needed something, oh, I can do that. I can help out.
That's
that
true.
was really nice. That was really nice. And we all respected each other's space. Like when Clay, I tell you, Clay, I got to say, you killed it. I mean, you were fantastic as Simeon. I mean, the makeup,
he was
the accent. I mean, you brought Roddy McDowell back to life. But we gave you space to get the makeup on. We didn't try to crowd you. We all respected what you had to do and knew it would take time. And of course, the end result that you did was fantastic. I mean, it was out of the park.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For me, though, like I said,
the mannerisms were perfect. Yeah.
The people all tried to help out. Now, I'm accustomed to being up on stage in front of people and whatnot from various things that I've done in the past. So I didn't mind acting the fool, so to speak. Not that any of my characters were fools, mind you, but, you know, getting up there and going out on a limb. But I was just very pleased with all the people, and like I said, not just the cast members, but the crew too. When we were over at Frank Parker's place, everyone there was fantastic.
Yeah, they were great.
I mean,
they were really
fantastic.
Yeah, they even cooked for us. Remember?
Yes, they did.
They did. She did.
Yeah.
It was good for them, and helping to direct the lights and the sound and a lot of the technical.
And cameramen too. They donated cameramen too. So we could use all our people on the set, but a lot of teamwork there. I think, And I think the actors also, part of the chemistry is the acting crew was in front of the camera and behind the camera. Like, hey, you know, because sometimes we didn't have the luxury of having a dedicated camera person. So the acting crew, when they weren't acting, were in back of the camera filming, right, Bill?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
I was just praying not to cut anybody's heads off.
Yeah, that's just it. So they were in front of the camera and behind the camera, you know. It's and that's great, and helping out as extras, you know. When like Bill, when we needed a couple of extra apes, you know.
Yeah.
We need an extra ape on the set.
I am coming.
Yeah,
Well, that's what's great about masks, because you know you can use your cast for such a big variety, because I know my son Jeremy was an alien in one scene, and Darren is carrying him off because he got injured, but he's wearing an alien mask, and you know you see all these aliens, and it's just
that was cool.
You know it's part of the cast, you know, just putting masks.
Yeah, that's true. Apes and aliens, like even Jesse there was an alien too.
Yeah,
you got to wear many different hats.
Yeah, we had a lot of
different hats.
We did, and I think and it's just the way it worked out. I needed to have a lot of action, so we had to throw in apes and aliens, and you know, a lot of action going on, and Darian with his martial arts training, picking up aliens and carrying them off the stage. You know, so I thought that was brilliant.
That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it, but a lot of the crew, after they're getting bombarded and hit with the treacherous Romulans, they're all getting injured. They're getting banged up, you know. And our Dr. Darian going in there with the hypo and putting bandages on the apes, and you know, he caught that. You know, it's you know, when I looked at it,
realistic combat scene.
Yeah, you know, when I first looked at that, I said, you know, you know, we got to make this more pressure. So at the last minute, the ship starts shaking. And we did get that in the film, though. You know, the shaking and moving around.
Right.
And stuff.
Yeah, we did shake.
He was getting bombarded and beat up, and so I think the film starts to reflect that when you know they're really getting hit. That's why the ship's getting destroyed, and they got to make a decision. What do we do, Captain? You know, the excitement was there. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a battle-hardened team, man. Handing out phasers to everybody, locking and loading.
Yeah, that was made by Jeff. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. We wanted to show that. You don't see that too much in fan films about passing out the weapons and everything, and you know, arming them up and cocking them. So we made sure our props had the one where you can move it up and down, you know, cock it and stuff, and we got David McHenry here that was able to add that feeling. You know, we passed off the scene to him, and he was able to come up with the perfect score. Thank you, David, to work with it, even up to the last minute. My God, you know, we the 30th. Imagine December. We released the film on the 31st, but on the 30th, he was still scoring. You know, literally waiting at his computer for the final scene to come in so he can score it and get the thing released. But thank you, David, for your great dedication. That 2 hours of soundtracking.
Yeah, the music is beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. It is. It is very good. It is very good. It's
thank you.
Yeah, but I think what adds to the music is that sometimes when you notice when it's not there that it really works. It's like the music, the soundtrack that he did doesn't call attention to itself. That's what I want to say. Like, oh, look at that, you know. I mean, it just blends in seamlessly, you know, like your shirt, you know, your second skin, right? It's like, wow.
Yeah, it just worked. It just flowed really, really well, and those are the nuances that really help out fan films when it flows nicely and it's not jerky, you know. Yeah.
No, it felt really good. It's yeah, and the comedy was good too. The comical soundtrack was, I've never heard anything like that, but it really added to the comedy because we tried to do a lot of comedy sketches in there. Like at the opening, the bananas. Hello, well, whoever stole the bananas from the mess hall, please return them. You know?
And there goes the music with the bananas.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was trying not to be overly obvious. So the comedy music, I didn't want to do wah, 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 you know, I didn't want to do that kind of thing. A little too on the nose. So I thought, well, just keep it keep light staccato notes with usually woodwinds, and that tends to have a comedic feel when you do that. Kind of
yeah, it kind of brings the presence to the music.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
Cello in if you want to be funny.
You know what's neat about Jose's movies is that his productions have a certain style and a certain pace, all of their own, compared to all the other fan films out there. And it's good to be different in a sea of these movies and to differentiate yourself and to be something that an audience, you're giving the audience something different to really kind of sink their teeth into. And with this being animated as well as live action, but this actually being a very diverse story with lots of different plot twists and different types of cinematic
There's
cues.
really almost like two different stories going on.
It
That's
is.
right. The A and B story.
Yeah.
The A, B, and C story. Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
With the historical background. I wanted to make sure the film had a historical background so you can, what do you call it? You can trace the rivalry through the ages. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
That was very cool. You know, and I love the the character between Denise and Leslie and the contrast there. You know, of the Vulcan who's getting more and more uptight.
Yes. Yeah.
She's trying to not let any of her human side out, but yet,
right.
you know, she's trying to keep things on an even keel and like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, it's like that's right. That rage that was in her. So I definitely wanted to make sure that the audience saw that Rand was justified to a certain extent of why she was so upset, you know, with Simeon, right? I mean, we tried to show in the film not just once but twice her command was stolen. You know, people see that, right?
Well, the conversation Darren has with her at the party is hilarious. He's comforting her, but then at the same time he's like letting her know, hey, this is really wrong, and then he ends it by, congratulations.
Yes. The sarcasm. Yeah.
And then he hauls ass out of the scene. That's hilarious. I pinch my nut every time I watch it. It's just funny because it's like she's going, what? You know, she's left dazed and confused.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that scene. That is
that was like, wow.
Yeah, it was good.
By the way, congratulations.
Yeah, that's right. What's he doing on the chat? Yeah.
You know, and that's very military-like too. That's something you'd hear another officer ding another officer for in real life too.
Wow. Yep. That's true. And one of the chemistries too is we needed a good mutineer like Jeffrey stepping up to the plate. I mean, he really had to pull it, and I was hoping he'd pull it off, and he did with the villainous, you know, like, hey, you know.
Yeah, and Jesse's got the look in the eyes.
Yeah.
She's got the eyes.
Yeah.
Shifty eyes.
Yeah.
So Jesse, how did you get that chemistry, Jesse, to pull off that villain, you know, that villain attitude we needed?
I mean, I've always kind of been a character actor in stuff that I've done. I mean, it's good of, you know, you just kind of draw reference from, I like to watch a lot of movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And I think I absorbed that a lot. And, you know, you draw off of like villains and characters, you know, that you've seen in other stuff, and you use that as sort of a reference point, and just, you know, really trying to embody that whole thing, like thinking about, especially the backstory you gave me with the fact that, you know, his grandfather was wounded by an ape, so he kind of just had a bitterness, you know, towards him. You know, it seemed like he had more of a compassion towards like some of them. Like I noticed, like with the like when he's talking to some of them, he's not as kind of resentful, but he was just really like the whole thing with Rand and her not getting the command. I think it brought him back to that, so that's why he just sort of was bitter. And then when he sees him screwing up, he's like, well, this just isn't right. You should have been the captain the whole time. You know, just putting myself in the mindset, I guess, of the character, you know, that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Was the quiet story of redemption for the apes.
Fantastic.
That's true.
Deliberate?
Redemption for the apes. I hope he captured that well. Yeah, that's right.
I wish the scene with the where he's like feeling sad at the bar had made it into the film. Like maybe we can release that as, you know, the little one we did. Be cool to like release that as a short or something, maybe somewhere.
Oh yeah. We did shoot additional footage that we weren't able to get in the film, or it'll be too long, and it wouldn't make it into film festivals. You know.
Well, we're gonna have a
cut, right? There's going to be a director's
cut.
Oh yeah,
Director's cut,
may
yes.
see a director's cut. Yeah.
Blooper reel.
Yeah,
right.
real. I love those.
Yeah, we have enough. There's enough there for that
Oh,
for
there's
sure.
a lot. There's a lot
Oh God,
there.
yeah.
Oh,
Blooper reel. That's where the best stuff will show up.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And a lot of action scenes that didn't make it in, but yeah, we were a very ambitious bunch, and we did shoot a lot of footage. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so much fun, working with you, Jose, and being part of this, this opportunity. And for myself, I just want to give a shout out to Leslie, because Leslie and Denise, they go way back, and and Leslie was the one who had mentioned to Denise about you.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's how it really got the whole ball of wax rolling for me. And having I've done some films with our own stuff out of the neutral zone, but it kind of opened up an opportunity to expand and have an opportunity to work with you guys and to open up and have bigger friendships and bigger connections, and all of us just helping each other, networking and just having a great time. But what a great story! You make us want to really give you what we can give you, the best we can.
Yeah. Wow.
And and just everybody helping everybody. Really, I mean, Darren's right. Everybody helped everybody. I mean, I saw people doing scenes. I would say, hey, man, you could try this or try that. I just want everybody to have good time on the camera and just have a good time and have fun.
Yeah, that's great. And that with you guys' help, and then from fellow filmmakers, because you also have made 3 films this past year?
Well, we did one, and we're, we got some stuff kind of out there right now we're working on, but we did 3 total. Yeah. For now. So,
I think you started something, Bill, the bigger the chemistry within the cast and the chemistry within the fan film community was tremendous. I think where we could interact with our fellow filmmakers and borrow their sets, like Frank Parker. Can we use your sets? Yes. Can you use our sets? Absolutely. And getting other filmmakers that are busy, and other filmmakers are making their own films, but they were nice enough to use some of their time and say, we'll do a cameo for you. Sure. They could say like, no, I'm too busy making my film. I have no time to be in your film, But they didn't say that. They said, oh yeah. They took time off, and contributed to the film, That's great. This crossing of sharing of resources within fan films is fantastic. Even the British, right? Like what is overseas with Samuel Cockins,
Samuel Cockins,
he makes his power films, and yet he took time off to say, I'll be part of Captain Simeon, in between his films, So that's good, that cooperation, that chemistry between fellow filmmakers, that they share their resources, even their cameramen, and their sets, and their time and energy. So we're
it's just like a big family, all of
that's
it.
Correct.
That's what it is.
It's just a big family.
I love the camaraderie and the cooperation that everybody gives everybody else. That's right. When I came into this back in 2017, that's when I started doing fan films. It was just right at the tail end of, I was hearing horror stories about that at the early days, it really wasn't like that everybody, like if you started working, as an example, if I started doing fan films for Jose, I would only be able to do fan films for Jose. I would not be able to go and do anything else for anybody else. That's how it was in the early days.
It shouldn't be like that.
I
was should help each other.
Starting to come into it, there was an easing up of that. And I think when the whole craziness, with Axanar happened and all that, and then people couldn't make films and, all that stuff, I think it actually, believe it or not, helped with people when they could start making films again, being able to be a little bit more open to, let's all work together. Let's cooperate and let's share things and help each other out, instead of this being everything's like a clique where everybody was just in their own little
cliques.
Everybody was like a clique.
That's right.
And I am so glad that things are the way they are now, because obviously it makes it wonderful for the fans that like to watch these films, because we're able to present a better product than if it was just, no, it can only be us and nobody else.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, no.
So I think it's wonderful for us as creators to be able to diversify and be able to go off and do other things for other films. And just,
That's right.
I love it. I think it's wonderful. And I'm so grateful that everybody is so open and so willing to give their time and effort to help other fan filmmakers out. I know Jose's helped other creators out with things, and we're all just we're just like really one big happy family. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Instead of being in such competition, just everybody just get along. I mean, nobody's winning a Golden Globe, with fan films.
But I do have to tell you something. What is interesting, and I have learned this over the years, that if anybody really truly were to get a swelled head, I know of 2 people, actually. I'm not going to name any names, but or it'll be in my tell-all book. But anyway, there's a couple of people that I know actually were fired, and they were stars. They were the star of the film.
Oh, wow.
And they had a lead role, and they had a reoccurring lead role.
Wow.
But because they ended up getting such a swelled head, and they really literally did become prima donnas. The directors, these 2 different directors, were sort of like, I'm not putting up with this. This is ridiculous. And, because, we're volunteering our time. And if anybody, it's just so ridiculous. If you, to even become that way, I think it's just awful. So, there's a lot of people out there that want to get involved in fan films. And if you're going to start pushing your, weight around and, demanding this and demanding that, and just being like, well, I can come and film, but I'm not sure when right now. And, it's just, and starting to really give you a hard time, man, I'm got to tell you, you're asking to just get kicked out of it altogether because
I do not have the lead role, and you do not have green M&Ms for me. And my writer specifically says that.
So I'm just telling you, anybody watching this thinking that you're going to be able to get away with just, hey, I'm the star, and I want a star on my door, and I want my own private trailer. And all this. It's like, all right, you're out. I'll find somebody else, Bye.
I had a star on my door, but there was only one seat when I went inside.
And it was more of a moon than a half moon.
A half moon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! But that's crazy.
Cooperating. We all just want to get along and cooperate.
Yeah, there you go. Keep the chemistry going. Yep.
Let's go have some fun, man.
There you go.
It
is an event.
But it is awesome to work with people, and you can have fun with their energy and your character, and you can even start sizzling in an acting scene.
Oh
man, I dig that. I dig that. And really, I got to tell you, Clay, you when you did Roddy, you did your own version of him, but man, you got the eyes. The eyes when you stare,
and
you stopped and stared and you paused. You knew as an actor how to pause and how to be dramatic with the pause, and it was just great, man, just great.
It's not my first time playing Roddy.
I can tell.
I think that's kind of.
You're a natural.
Hey, my dream role is Dr. Smith.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh wow! Really?
I think that would be.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith.
I think that would be.
The pain.
Oh yeah.
William. I can immediately be appalled by the idiocy of it.
That's pretty good, actually. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah. You bubble-headed booby.
I was going to say
I was going to just tailgate on Leslie. I knew Jose before this, but this was the first time meeting everybody else. And it was a little different for me, I guess, because I only was there that one day with everybody.
Yeah.
Patricia and I, and we shot our stuff, and all the other stuff that I had to shoot, we shot at Jose's, and it was just
later on.
like me and her and my friend Jeff, who doubled for a couple of the characters, and so that was a different experience. I would have liked, in doing these podcasts here, I was like, I would have liked more time hanging out with everybody. But instead of just coming in and knowing, well, we got to knock this out in a day, and I just felt I didn't get to enjoy the level of the fun. One, being in the makeup, because it changes that you eat differently than everybody else. You drink differently than everybody.
Oh yeah.
Going to the bathroom is its own pain.
It is. It was. It was. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. When you're in right Tiberius.
But I'm hoping, from this experience, I would gladly do anything with the rest of you guys.
Yeah, it'd be great.
That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to work with you again, and all of you all. We have an opportunity to have some fun, and
absolutely,
definitely.
All right, get writing, Jose.
I know. Coming up with ideas. I got ideas, but chemistry. There it is at chemistry. I think that question on chemistry. I'm thinking if you got it in the bottle, and then with Darian coming up with impromptu, that's part of what do you call it, capitalizing on that chemistry. You want to talk about that, Leslie?
Well, yeah, Darren. Well, it was Darren's idea. I feel like I should give Darren the floor. That one scene we did where you mentioned we should try to just improv it. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I like to improv things, and I just roll with what I do. And kind of going back to what Joe was talking about on the character, and we're talking about the German scientist von Hessling. And how I came up with that is I thought, well, this is we're 1960s esque.
Yes, 1960s. Yep.
And of course, where did we get all of our rocket scientists? Well, we got them. America got them from Germany. And I was thinking of von Braun, and all he wanted to do was just rockets. I've also said rockets. I like the rockets. Of course,
the rockets.
He kind of put in a bad situation with the country he was in at the time. But then he came over to America and did that. So I was running around behind the scenes, and I was like, yeah, we've got to make this work well because those government people with the paper clips, referencing, they'll take me away. I don't want to go there. I don't want to, thinking of like the Russian front. And so I was just playing and having fun, which is what I do a lot of times. And so, of course, that sparked with Jose. And I was talking to Leslie in the back because how Joe was having us do our lines, just for expedience wise, was real quick and fast. And there was no impromptu, no kind of ad hoc going on because, time was of the essence. As you can imagine, you've got 4, 5, 6 people there on one day, and you want to get as many scenes shot as possible. So you've got to make it work like clockwork. You can't. There's no time for. There is some playing around, but you really don't want to have much of it because it takes away from the shooting time, and it's crucial to get these scenes in. And I'm sure there were many scenes that Joe wanted in that we never saw, but I was screwing around with or playing around with Leslie in the back of doing impromptu, and I happened to ask Joe. I said, "Hey, can we just take this same scene but kind of just do a flow with it?" And he allowed us to do it, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was very organic,
and that turned out in the film. Yep, we put that in the film. That was the scene. Yep.
Yeah, it turned out well. So
yeah, I was hesitant to do it because I just don't feel I'm really good at improv. It's hard for me to think of things to say right off the top of my head. Luckily, I was familiar with the lines. I didn't have them memorized, but I was familiar with the lines of what I was kind of supposed to say. So even though we went off script, and Darren was just like, well, hey, let's just give it a shot, because I'm just old school. I'm just used to memorizing my lines, and then that's what I say. But it ended up working. Darren just went with it, and he helped me to kind of think of something I could say after what it was he said, and then I could kind of remember kind of sort of what I was supposed to say in the script, and then it just, I don't know, it just somehow came together, and it really did work. So that's great. I mean, yeah, that I love that scene. Because it really flowed really well. You know, he's saying something right away. I'm saying something right away. We're like bantering back and forth and back and forth. I mean, there was no having to edit anything.
Nope,
The
nothing
whole
to edit.
thing really flowed. So
Yeah, it worked out real organic. And the key here is I had to make sure I didn't really go too far off script, because that would have thrown things, you know, into a bizarro land, which sometimes I do go, you know, I deviate.
No.
I deviate.
It's all good.
Yeah, we wanted to still stay true to the script, even though we weren't.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what we were saying, but you know, we wanted to try to just say what he had really had on the script. So
Yeah, and I think some of it helps because I've worked with Leslie before up on stage doing a warm up for a Miss Star Trek Universe pageant at DragonCon, and we kind of play that back and forth, so she kind of understood where I was coming from. And I trusted her. I trusted her to not freeze up, or trusted her to be able to throw me something that I could use and keep us back online. And it worked out real well.
Yeah. Keep it going. Beautiful chemistry. There you go. Chemistry on
the real quick.
Yes, I gave myself all the credit as to why he was able, that Captain Simeon got the job and not me. That I was the kingmaker. That's right. Just call me the kingmaker. It was all
that was funny. Just call me the kingmaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm going to highlight a comment. Harris Film Production said, "We appreciate everybody at Nature's Hunger and thank you for everything you do for us. Leslie will be in several upcoming Harris Film projects with Joe and his crew's help." Now, working with Denise, not on a film, but at a studio, when are y'all going to do something like the Duras sisters and give her a weapon? Because she is really good with a hammer.
She is. A knife. Wasn't it a knife?
Yeah,
I don't know. I just remember having it. I remember you pushing really hard back on me because I was pushing really hard against you.
Oh, she's good with weapons. Trust me. Sharp objects.
Wow.
That was a fun time, Sean. That was a fun photo shoot.
Well, I was talking about you knocking down walls.
Oh, okay. I remember that now. Okay. That was at the demo, right? The demo.
Yeah, that was the fun party time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was fun.
But there was a photo shoot on the train.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I thought you were talking about.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Those pictures, those were cool.
Yeah. Because that was a knife I was holding at you, and I just remember you pushing really hard against me because I guess I was pushing really hard against you.
Wanted to make it hurt.
Yeah. Didn't want to get stabbed, I guess.
That demo was rather interesting.
Yeah. It was fun.
Just in case I get it.
I wanted to say one thing quickly about I appreciate those that wear masks.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're an unsung hero. Nobody sees your face.
Yeah.
You know, Roddy McDowell had to tell people he played the ape sometimes in interviews because they didn't know it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true.
true.
Walking Dead, I know what it's like to be on camera and nobody know who I am.
Yeah.
And I played Klingons and stuff. So thank you for those that had masks on, whatever they were.
You know, that was my first time ever wearing a prosthetic. And when Clay was putting it on me and he started gluing around my eyes, I'm like, whoa. We're going to glue this to my eyes?
There you go. Yeah.
And then he started spray painting it. And I was like, wow, that feels really cool because it's nice and cool.
Yeah,
and then I'm thinking,
cool.
whoa, this is like wild. And then once it was on, it was like you feel totally radically different. You know you're transformed into something that you have to be. So you really got to step into it. And you know, it was awesome. You know, just having that experience and being able to be something that you're totally not, but now you are totally something different. And it was wild. First time I ever wore a prosthetic ever. So thank you, Clay.
Wow. Yeah, you did a marvelous job. I mean,
and I want to do it again.
Well, you liked it. There you go.
I'm unboxing Christmas gifts going, where's my mask?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I really enjoy. I like the dress up aspect of all this. I really do.
Yeah, me does too. Yeah.
Us too.
And the farther away from myself that I can get, the better.
Sure.
Wow. I think that's the challenge, to be something totally not me. And Captain Simeon was very even keeled.
Yeah.
That's his purpose in the story. There's only a couple times where he kind of gets a little goofy, but so and that's a challenge in itself, to make somebody interesting that maybe is not that interesting of a personality compared to some of the other colorful characters on the ship, and that was, I thought, when I first read the script, I thought that's going to be the biggest challenge, is how do you humanize him? You got limited facial expressions, as everyone knows. You don't show your lips. You're really only working with your eyes and your body language for something like that. But
and your voice.
And your voice, and your mannerisms and your gait and everything. Yeah.
That's
great.
On.
What I found
when he said it was Planet of the Apes, I was like,
I'll try.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
So I got to be a part of that.
I got to be a part of that.
So
lots of fun.
Jeff McKelvey made that camera too. So he sat down and studied all the original Planet of the Apes camera shots, angles, and developed that for our film. So we used it in there. That's only the front view, but it's a replica of the one used on the original Planet of the Apes. So, But I want to say that Clay not only played Captain Simeon, but made the mask for Captain Simeon, but we put an extra workload on him because he made the ape masks for the entire cast of apes. So not only his, but he'd have to do Tyrrus. He had to do Tiberius and Spartacus. So imagine you're trying to play your own part as Captain Simeon, and you're running around, putting the masks on for Tyrrus and Spartacus.
Well, there is that. I think when he was showing the pictures, there is a picture of me.
There you are.
Wearing the makeup, but making up Patricia.
Yeah.
While I'm in
makeup. There is a picture.
There is a shot of that somewhere, but
there
it is.
Yeah. Getting ready. I mean, that's a lot of work still. It's, and costume changes
with the glasses on.
It's glasses on. That's cool.
And the challenge, I think, is changing the costumes without messing up your makeup, right, Clay? When you have to go from one costume to another and still keep
once
your
it's
original
on,
makeup on.
I mean, it's pretty easy. It's more messing the hair up than anything else. It's like when you usually put on clothes. I see that. Let's see. Harris Film said, "How did you learn how to talk normally with the ape makeup on? It usually causes problems with speech patterns." That mostly comes from just wearing that stuff a lot. And learning how to project through it. So now the other thing, to be fair, is I spent, how long was that dubbing session, Jose?
Oh, that's like 11 hours.
11 hours of
dubbing
and
redubbing,
narrating stuff.
Voices,
So that some of the clarity of the voice, like when I listen to it, I can tell the stuff that was redubbed and the stuff that was actually the on-set voice.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of takes. I remember some of them 4, 5, 6 takes on the redubbing. But the costumes were made by Ape Mania. They did a fabulous job on that. It took like 2-3 months to make the ape costumes for us. The ape shoes and the 8 masks for the background.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's funny. They're all great.
And the 8 gloves. The 8 gloves there too were 8 by
Mhm.
8 made.
Yeah, you like those gloves.
Specially made gloves, for the. But fantastic.
And then
cast been able to.
Jose, who supplied all the Starfleet outfits?
No, I did. We got them off eBay over a few months, different sizes.
Right, all the Rathacon ones.
Yeah, so we ended up with like 14 costumes, all together. Plus, some of the actors bought their own on top of that too, like Denise and Bill. Yeah, bought their own costumes. So, and that one there is from the Starship Athenia. We asked where we needed a lot of Vulcans and Klingons and Andorians and come on down. So rather, they couldn't come to my set. So I had to go to Nashville, Tennessee and work with Kathy Peck and Ryan Peck. And they got the clubhouse from their HOA. And we turned it into a movie set and a makeup room there. We spent like half a day. They spent half a day getting into costume, doing their own makeup, and that's Darian Carter coming and working with other additional actors. So there's Darian Carter again. We have a whole background story on Dr. von Hessling, the space director, and his problems being able to launch on time, and fighting the government over it.
Now, Jose, that shot there
would be a short film.
Yeah, that's Clay Sayer. Yes,
that shot, just in that one shot.
Yeah, that's Clay Sayer. We used some old footage from a couple of years ago. I said this footage is good. We should use it. That we threw in. We got them right where we want them.
Right.
There you go. And we had those. That one, the camera, and also the binoculars were made by Jeff McKelvey, and that's kind of like Fred Flintstone type glasses. We wanted our own field glasses that have never been seen. So that's probably the only field glasses in the world that look like ape glasses. Yeah, and that's a replica. That's amazing. Yeah, there we go. That's Clay Sayer again. Yeah, it's with this.
Why did you not tell me my helmet was crooked, Jose?
Oh, it looks good.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good because you're like posing, So it's like
the only thing that matters in the end is a straight helmet.
Yeah, and there's a background story behind this because a couple of years ago when I got together with Leslie and Larry, we actually went out and got a raft, but you know what? You cannot find a raft in yellow, so we spray painted it in yellow, and we got the yellow over our costumes and stuff. And later on, it dawned on me that you don't even need a raft to film. It's like duh. You just need to pretend that you're in a raft. So. So we learned how to do rap scene. Now I'm very, very good at doing rap scenes now that we know how to do it. But but we did have a real raft. There was a real raft that took up
it was
the
hard
entire room.
Getting in and out of that was not easy.
No, it wasn't.
I bet.
No, it was not easy. It was not easy. Yeah, because you need something to sit on and stuff. We learned what not to do for rafting.
And even though there's some beautiful trees behind them, we have green screen to act in front of. So you got to have people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's good. And that's our sonic. The joke behind the sonic grenades is that the sonic grenades can be set up for mass ape destruction. So it's and the grenades talk like Dark Star. Yeah, the grenades talk back to you. Yeah, the apes talk back to you, and tell you what they're doing,
That's a reference that goes way back for me, man.
Oh yes.
Remember Dark Star with the talking bomb?
The talking bomb.
Yeah, there's a lot of references to this. In a way, Captain Simeon is a big B movie because my inspiration for the astronauts.
Right.
Came from B movies, that
right.
It, the terror from beyond space. You know, the astronauts there where they were armed for bear. You know, where
Right.
they had a space bazooka. They had grenades, space grenades. You know, they had weapons. They were ready to go. You know,
It made me think of every time you talked about I had this 8 piercing rounds or 8 grenades. It made me think of the Batman '60s show. You know, we have the bat shark repellent and
Yeah, really.
8 piercing grenades.
8 piercing grenades.
Yeah, there's something for everybody in this movie. I mean, you got dinosaurs in here, man.
Oh
You
yeah, I
got
always wanted to do
dinosaurs.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
any little 6-year-old kid's gonna see that and lose it. You know, I got to see this. There's brontosauruses in the background, Mom.
That's it.
There's astronauts and apes.
that was fun to do. Yeah, that was fun to do. Yeah, to get the point across. But
yeah, it's just
comic strips. Yeah, Captain Siman and comic strips. You know, we thought we had to do it to help promote the film. You know, he is a cartoon character as well, so it's and a film character. You know, so he lives on in different art mediums. There you go.
Yeah, and I was going to say those are different ways you can market the movie too, and you can get wider exposure and also develop and build a fan base off of some of those other ideas like that.
Yeah,
And this was Joe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time you've done animation and done AI. Is that correct?
Correct. That is correct. That is correct. Using AR as a tool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised though, Joe, when you said how difficult it was actually to do the animation. Can you let us know exactly you had to put in a lot of man hours to do
because
that animation.
AI is really just a tool that needs to learn, because it's going to give you garbage unless you're able to correct it. So you kind of give it what you want, and then it misinterprets it. And then I spent a lot of time in Photoshop fixing what I wanted AI to do and say, this is what I want. Can you deliver me a video of this image? And then you keep working with it until it delivers you the image that you want. You know, so you become like a teacher of AI, and AI is the student. Then eventually it delivers you the videos that you want.
Yeah, but the cartoon part of it, you said, was really hard. The AI was hard, and the cartoon.
It was because I have to use like 3 or 4 AI programs to get it to do what I want it to do, you know, where I felt comfortable with it, you know, that it can be a very entertaining cartoon, you know.
You know what I want to see? I want to be cruising down like I-95, and I want to see Captain Simeon on a freaking billboard.
Yeah.
Captain Simeon's first command. With the YouTube address.
We're already trying to create merch.
Yeah. and well, I think Darian is trying to do a Captain Simeon fan film festival there. Darian, can you talk more about your Operation Concave?
Yeah, so Concave is the longest running science fiction convention in Kentucky. And currently it's held over at Bowling Green, Kentucky, out of the Corvette Hotel. And it's been going on, I want to say, goodness, it's got to be probably 40 some odd years. I don't know the exact.
Wow.
And it's a small convention. It's a relaxicon where there's not much programming going on. There's some merchants, vendors there. There's gaming, a lot of gaming that goes on. And then we've got a band, the 3POs is down there. So it's
3POs,
300 people or so. It's a small one. And I'm one of the directors. I run the bar. By the way, it's an open bar.
Okay.
So you come down and you're at the hotel for the weekend. You got all the adult beverages you want to drink. And so I told them, I said, hey, can we do a showing of Captain Simeon's First Command? And they said, well, like anything else when you deal with fans or these type of conventions is volunteer. Well, are you going to run it? And I said,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've got a guy that will give me one of the projectors. Let me borrow his projector. Let me borrow his computer to put it all together. And we're going to have a showing of Captain Simon's First Command at Concave, and it is the 20. Let me go over here and look at my calendar. It's this February. It's the last full weekend of February. It's 19, Thursday, 20, 21, and 22. The 19th, we have a chili cook-off, which is where people come and have a chili judging. You bring in your chili and we judge it. And then we have, a couple more days there at the hotel. It's got a pool, a little hot tub, a lot of gaming. If you're into board games, some RPG games, whatever the case may be, a lot of card games, a lot of gaming going on there. Look it up. It's Concave, Kentucky. And we'll be showing Captain Simeon's First Command. It's very reasonable price. Everything's in the one hotel. And it's just kind of hang out with other like-minded people and just relax.
How far away is it from Lexington?
Sounds like moonshine.
It's let's see. So Lexington, from Lexington, it's probably because it's about 100 miles from Shelbyville, and I'm about 30 or 40. I'm about 40, so 150 miles or thereabouts. You'd probably take Western Kentucky Parkway, probably how you'd go down from Lexington. It's Bowling Green, Kentucky is where it's at.
I go up there sometimes and work with Randy Landers there out of Lexington.
Yeah, Randy Landers is fantastic. I did I was in background with on a couple of his films. He's a great guy. Great guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well worth going to if you just want to have a weekend off, and like-minded people, and if you enjoy board games, card games, some RPG games, there'll be some D&D being played. If you've got a specific board game you like playing. I know a friend of mine, she really likes a board game called Cosmic, and you probably never heard of it, but that's what she loves. She brings it every time she comes down, and people will play it. She'll say, "Hey, can someone play this with me?" And boom, you'll have there you go, come and play your game with you. So yeah, check it out. It should be it's on the internet, however that stuff works. Concave, Kentucky. Yeah, I'm not too bright on a lot of that stuff. Concave, Kentucky, and it's the weekend of the 23rd, 24th, 25th of February. So it's coming up quick.
Yeah, in another month.
How can you play a German scientist and not know the internet?
There was internet before I do this. It's a rockets.
Like in the front.
Internet rockets. With propulsion, and that's what we need. We need some propulsion and just thrust to get off the gravitational throat of the Earth.
I think
we'll send you the website.
I think you just stroked. Hey, this is just a marketing idea, man. But I've done a lot of T-shirts for bands I've been in and things like that. And I think it'd be cool to see black T-shirts with the likenesses of the characters on the front of the shirts.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah.
In a funny look or a pose or something to that effect. And especially when you see an ape in a Wrath of Khan uniform, you're like, what the hell is this? If I wear that to MegaCon, people are going to be like, dude, that's sacrilege. What are you doing? I'm going to say, look, man, it's an awesome movie. It's a cult movie, dude. You got to see this. It's a cult film.
Oh,
if you can get this movie shown in the universities, like at late night or like the midnight movies.
There it is, Concave. Yep,
there it is, Concave.
Yep. Concave.
Cool,
there
man.
We go. Concave, Bowling Green. Yep.
Okay.
To 22nd. There you go.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's going to get shown at a convention. That's
I think it's fantastic. What an honor. Yeah.
You were speaking of people in funny outfits. So up here I live in Shelbyville, Kentucky, and up here I started telling some of my friends, I'm going down to do this film and whatnot, and Jose sent me a couple of the promo stuff and whatnot. So I showed some of my friends, and the one that got some people going on is the picture of me with the Popular Mechanics picture. There.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I do for fun is I do jujitsu, and so one of the guys there, Justin, he went and bought 4 wigs because I obviously don't have that hair, and 4 wigs, and they came wearing all the wigs, and everyone there was wearing wigs to kind of give me a hard time about the wigs, and it was hilarious. That was one of the things they picked up. I'm like, you got hair here. It was So it was funny.
Wow.
So the funny looks, you're saying, yeah, exactly, man, exactly. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, definitely. That's camaraderie, man. That's good.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. It's great. Gosh. But it's good.
Very
Yep,
cool.
If you can attend, that is good. If you can be there, that is fantastic. But
Yeah,
I think we'll try to bring some props and stuff. I don't know who in the cast can come, but we can definitely help promote it.
I don't know.
I can't read some of the comments on the internet. What are some of the people saying there? Do they have any questions that we need answering?
Yeah.
I've been posting the comments that have been going from Harris.
Oh, okay.
Films is the only one that's commenting.
Batman 66. Yep. Yeah, there it is. A little
It looks like German.
Batman 66. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Nostalgia. Yeah, we try to get some of
does
that
look German,
now.
yeah. Hey, Domen.
Quantum Leap Drive.
Can't hear the audience.
It's wonderful.
Wunderbar.
That's wunderbar, yeah.
Wunderbar, yeah, Herr
The next
I
lobby
have
student.
a question. I'm wondering if the hosts of this show, do they have any questions that we have?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I kind of forgot. There's like
that's true. Yeah, we need to hear from the hosts. I mean, I'm sure they got something there. That,
I do have one for you.
We're all
there you go. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
All right. As one of my community service duties, I'm going to be volunteering with high school students, teaching them about media. Now, I have a degree. I've been on the West Coast. I was on several fan films, but I'm just kind of locked into this here now. And I was wondering, can I use the film as an example?
Yeah. Oh yeah, as a you mean in your teaching classes?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, there's like 4 that I have in mind, and I figured I'd ask you first because I'm talking to you right now today.
Yeah, because you're inspiring future generation of filmmakers, with their new way of filming.
You want to teach them
expression. Yeah.
The cinematography side, the sound side, set building.
There you go.
And I was going to introduce them to the concept of fan films.
Yo, great. Yeah.
And how, when it's a fan film, when you have a little leeway, you can pull this one in, that one in, this one in. And Captain Siman's First Command is a golden example. You've got 5 that I saw mixed into the batter here. So.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you got our permission here. A lot in there. Yep. Yeah, an example for inspiring up-and-coming filmmakers, right, Drew? Yeah.
I want to
encourage them to make their own fan films. There you go.
I want to say one thing that I think is really important when you do the films, and Joe did this. I didn't know what the film was going to be about. He called me in initially. He needed a Klingon, and I knew nothing about any of the stuff. But how he wrote it down and the quick blurb he gave me beforehand of my scene, he knew everything about it, and he gave me what I needed for every scene I did, not just the Klingon, but a lot of the other stuff. He answered all the questions. He had all the info down, and I can't say enough about how seamless it worked. I mean, Joe, amazing how you did this. And because I didn't, like I said, I didn't really understand what the film was going to be until almost at the very end. And I started. When did we do our first film, Joe? About almost a year ago, right?
Oh, we started in January for Captain Simeon and finished in December.
Yeah, January. Yeah. But I mean, when you filmed me, it was last year, early part of last year.
Yeah, early part. That's correct. Yeah.
So I went through a number of months without knowing what really the end result was going to be or what it was about. but
it was due to the direction.
That's
something that's really important is the direction and lighting.
To put it all
together to have it come together seamless.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jose,
I'm still here.
I have a question, and
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
this is actually for the outgoing audience. It's not for me. I know the answer, but
okay.
I think it's a question that everybody that would stumble upon the film would ask, and that is, at what point did you decide Star Trek and Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, it's a simple question. So why don't you share that with everyone? What led to that decision to combine these two?
I had a love of both of them, and I when I saw Planet of the Apes, I knew that it would make a perfect what do you call it, story in the Star Trek sphere. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Clay, because there was a Star Trek meets Planet of the Apes done a while back, where they put out a series. I think was it Boom?
The comic book.
Comic book series.
It was a comic book. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They give you an example what you could do. Yeah, what you could do if you carried that out.
But you also found out why, there are no Planet of the Apes fan films.
Yeah.
And the obvious reason is no one wants to tackle the makeup and the costume.
You're right. It takes a lot. Yeah, a lot of time and energy and talent. Yeah, to find people like you, Clay, to be able to donate their time and energy to do the makeup. With the talent, to do that and make it look realistic and entertaining too. But you're right. If you go on. I think they just use whatever they can find media without going through all the trouble that you have done, to come up with the handcrafting, the makeup, using shortcuts so that we'll be able to film more scenes because you have got it down to a science of how to do this makeup. So we would have more film time to be able to deliver a quality product. Because with John Chambers, when they did the original Planet of the Apes, it took anywhere 4 to 5 hours to get the makeup on and then to take it off after a long 12-day shoot. It's like, where will we find the time to do it in a fan
Some
film?
of that is just studio promotion. It took in the beginning about 3.5 hours for them
to put it on, and
then they could streamline it and make it a little quicker. Now, I've had the makeup put on me that way. Not the way we did it, but
the John Chambers way.
Somebody else doing it piece by piece, coloring it, and it does take a while. It takes some time, and it took about that, I guess.
Yeah, it does, right? Yeah, to do it right,
to get it all done and get all the hair, the fine hair work on and stuff. So the way we did it with having the hair already attached, and it could be pulled on and then glued down, sped that up. So you're not dealing with separate hair pieces. You're not, and that just made more sense to do it that way for the film. I mean, it saved a lot of time. And like you say, you don't have that much time. You can't devote three hours or even 4 or 5 hours and then go to set and try to shoot the rest, and everybody else is just standing around.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
that just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we also used the gloves too, right? In the original Planet of the Apes, didn't they put like glue hair pieces to the actual human skin?
Yeah, but on the TV show, Roddy wore gloves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so we used gloves. We had gorilla gloves, and we had chimpanzee gloves, and we had gloves for Tiberius, leather gloves, that were made from the replicas of what was used in the original movie. So that saved a heck of a lot of time. Right, because you just put the gloves on, you're done. You don't have to glue it onto your hand. Yeah, so that saved a lot of time.
Have any of you seen The Hanging with Dr. Z that Dana Gould is doing?
Dana Gould does, yeah.
Yeah, and he wears gloves. I noticed. That's what made me do it.
Well, it saves time because time is money. Yeah, you got to be able to get the that's right the costume and the makeup on as quick as you can so you can start filming. Yeah, because you're right. You got people laying around. You gotta and when the end of the day you're gonna send people home whether you're finished or not. So you got to get it in the can. You've got to get it in the can. What time is your enemy? You got to work with it. We appreciate, Clay, you coming up with your techniques. I think it got better as time went on. You kind of got that feel for how you needed to do it methodically to be able to do it quicker, faster, and it looked much better. As the series progressed, as the film progressed.
It's odd when you wear that stuff, and I'm sure Leslie and Darren and anyone else that's done a lot of acting, that it's hard to let go of a character sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is. It is because I do a lot of cosplay work. You know what I mean? At conventions and everything. And there are certain characters that I have done that I just have so much fun with. I just love it. Like, believe it or not, I did Harlequin a couple of years ago.
Wow,
Last year, I did Nadja from What They Do in the Shadows. And I had so much fun with those characters. And it's like when you find that certain character that you get off on it. I mean, I just love it.
Especially if you're doing voices and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you take it off, but you spent so much time learning the lines in those voices and things like that. And then you get to set, and then like for this one, it was, once that day was over, you take it off and you're like, well, I'm not ready to take this off.
I know. It's like, no, I don't want to
have some more stuff for me to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's a personal work because you're creating it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And
then you want to show off what I've done.
That's
but
right.
At the same time, it excites you, so you want to do it.
Yeah.
Now, the flip side of that is Patricia will tell you, I'm a Grinch performer at Christmas, and that's also a prosthetic. And during the holiday, I keep doing that Jim Carrey performance and stuff. It's hard to let go of it. And yeah, by the end of Christmas, she's sick of it. She's had enough of that.
Wow.
Just go back to normal. Please stop.
Wow.
And Leslie, I'm sorry I missed you as Harley Quinn. I could see you rocking that one.
Oh yeah, well, I did that with actually Darren.
Oh,
that was like
gosh.
year before last. I said,
Wow.
I don't have time to change my costume. I mean, it seems so silly. I asked him, I said, is it okay? Because we do this warm-up act at Dragon Con for the Star Trek Miss Universe pageant. And it's wacky. It's like, okay, why would Harlequin be on stage with a Klingon? But it's why not, right? Why not?
Yeah,
and so Darren was very nice. He says, I don't care. That sounds great. You can be Harlequin. I'm like, thank you, because I don't have time to change into any kind of other costume because I was coming from another event. And, so I'm like, hey, Puddin', and I'm talking, with the accent, the New York accent. And, oh, yeah, I love to kill. We've got to kill all these people. Let's go and do it. Come on, And, so it's like, oh, and him doing the Klingon. Oh, my God. It was great. So I wanted to say, I want to do the killing. You let me do the killing, okay?
You realize Jose's over there writing this down, going, okay. How can I work that into Star Trek?
A little bit of the background. What Leslie's talking about, all the killing. I mean, Klingons. We're a misunderstood race. Misunderstood. We're not. But what we do is we never know on the stage of that how long I'm going to be there, whether it's 2 minutes or 30 minutes. So we do a variant of Simon Says. And, when you mess up on Simon Says, you're not just out. We take a batleth to you, or we shoot you, or whatever the case may be, because we're Klingons and we're, rough and stuff. So Harley worked in perfect with that, with the sadistic kind of nature of wanting to, chop a head off or whatnot. And it's,
he's got a weapon.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And so she'd
I
use
know
the
the job.
and it worked out great. I mean, it turned out well. And what I want to do when I do the warm up, it's all about getting the crowd ready for the girls that are actually in the contest, so that that energy is up and going. And anyone that's been on a stage can talk to you about how if the crowd is energized,
right,
you feed off that energy and you feel good about it, and you give even more, and you can project more, you can emote more. It's just better. And that's my intent is to make
Snowball
it
effect.
as energy up as I can, so when the girls come out on stage, they feel that. And of course, Leslie doing Harley, it feeds right into it.
The Harley. There you go.
Yeah,
that one on there.
Yeah, who said we can't
So
get
I
along?
guess-
Gotham and the Klingons, we got it all going on, okay? We can do it.
This is exactly what it is.
Wow, who's to say?
Well, the beauty of it is
It's the kapla. We'll do the kapla. Okay. So that's fine. We'll
the beauty
do that.
of it.
Blah, blah, blah.
As Darren mentioned, the beauty of it is your energy feeds his energy, but then his increase of energy feeds your energy.
Yep.
Then your energy is now feeding his energy. It becomes a giant snowball.
That's right. That's what happens.
And in the con environment, when you do that, you get people coming over who generally would not even talk to you.
Oh, without
because they don't see what all the energy is about.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, if you stay in character, you just I do. It's like if I'm that character, I am that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I go into cons, I'm General Chang's grandson.
Yep.
And that messes with folks.
Wow.
Klingon hole.
Because and I have the tools of the trade, the full costume, and it messes with people because they're like, he's a general. No, I'm a lieutenant commander, but I command.
That's cool.
So,
That's
Yep.
groovy. Yeah.
So speaking of Dragon Con, I know of a cosplayer that's been going there for years called Holly Havoc, and her and her husband did a crossover of Star Wars and Harley Quinn, where she played Slave Harley.
Wow.
So
Slave Harley. Wow.
you could do,
Whoa.
Slave Harley, and he played Jedi Luke. Or
no, we're thinking Orion Slave Girl. Here.
What is going on here? Yeah, what is going on here? Hey.
Oh my gosh.
So you could do Klingon Harley.
Yeah.
Klingon Harley.
Woo!
Oh my God, Klingon Harley. Yeah, there you go. A Klingon Harley.
That would,
Wow.
and
That'd be wild.
that would fit the
You
question.
don't know Harley
Hey,
till you've
Joe?
seen her in the original Klingon. That's right.
In the original Klingon. Harley in the original
How about-
Klingon. It's a-
The question was, how about
Oh
a
my God.
Nature's Hunger / Batman with Harley Quinn crossover?
Who's to say, right? That's a great question.
What did I start?
Who is to say? Who can? Yeah. Very wild. Very wild. Oh, I did want to mention that Clay alluded to something. Why are there not many fan films with about apes? And one of the things I learned when we're filming Captain Simeon is you have to save your apes. And let me give you an example. You know, when we had Clay and Patricia in the studio, and they have their costumes on, their masks on, and they're overheating. And the first thing is fans, air conditioning, fans, preserve your apes, keep them cool, number one, So
Well, that's anybody wearing a mask or a heavy
Yeah, we have
costume.
to, right? We have to grab some masks. Some fans, cool down the apes, right? And then the second one is when they sit down to eat, straws, you know, not just any
yeah.
straw, but straws that are tilted,
They can
right?
bend.
Tilted
Yeah, you have to
straws.
have bendy straws.
Straws, yeah, right. And then, okay, here's the dinger. It's lunchtime, right? And wait,
Sorry.
what do apes in costumes eat? Can they eat a pizza? We have to sit down and think about that, right, Clay?
I made it work, but it wasn't.
Right.
the
Yeah,
easiest
well,
thing
what
to
can
eat.
they eat, right? Remember chicken nuggets? Like, well, we got to think about that. Mission Control. What can apes eat? I think they can eat chicken nuggets, Joe. I think they can. Okay. How about you? How about you, Clay? What can apes eat?
Well, I know I can eat. When we did the Dan Monroe podcast, and after all that shooting, we went to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
So
what did
somewhere
you
there's
order?
footage of me eating fettuccine
Ah.
in that. And you're doing this. You're going.
Yeah,
you have to go.
Yeah, right. Without destroying your appliance,
but,
right?
You know, it's almost the top muzzle's almost 3 inches away from your mouth.
Wow.
So your perception is this.
Yeah, right. It's a and getting your pizza, right? Getting your pizza down your without destroying your ape makeup, right, or whatever you're eating at the time.
It's a learning curve, that's for sure.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, because those are the things you don't worry. You don't really think about. And I've worn other costumes where you get it on, and then you suddenly realize, I probably should have went to the bathroom before this.
Oh no!
You know, because it's zipped up the back, or everything's hidden.
The zipper, yeah.
So
I've done a full ape. I've done a full lizard man. I've done a full rock creature.
Wow! Yeah.
Right. It's a learning curve, all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With creature feet, I love that. Creature features. You know, you're right. When you have the full body suits and stuff like that. But we do have full ape costumes that are available. In fact, we had a full. Bill Bailey came over, and we had a full ape costume. I call it the naked ape, right, Bill? I mean, you're talking about the feet, the hand, a completely naked ape in all.
Oh, we're
black,
back to that kind of movie again.
Yeah, we're.
No, let's not.
I was swinging from some trees.
Oh, they're swinging all right, I'm sure.
It's not a vine.
Wow.
And we were swinging.
So
that was in Going Bananas, right?
Huh?
Was that in Going Bananas?
I think it was in Going
Creature
Bananas.
features.
Okay.
There it is. Creature features. That's what part of Captain Simeon is creature features.
Yeah, I just want to hit on that that Joe was talking about. When you get in costume with some of these elaborate prosthetics on, and the costume itself, that has vinyl. There's a lot of vinyl or fur. Or whatnot.
Oh God, yeah.
You get hot fast, and you start sweating, and I've sweated off my mustache and beards before as a Klingon, and I've used medical adhesive to put it on, but it just sweats right off. So heat can be a major problem if you're going to have a lot of appliances on.
Yeah.
And it's not just the plastic or the latex that you're putting on, but even heavy wigs and whatnot. Yeah.
I think you hit it. You are a warrior of the elements. You're going in there to do a fan film, and you have to put up with the heat, the cold, and the costume that's falling apart. I think originally when we were filming Captain Simeon and the ape parts, we were beginning to. I think Clay and I were beginning to realize that one of the things we have to worry about with Captain Simeon is right, Clay, the deterioration of your mask and stuff, the appliances.
Well, in real film, an appliance is a one use and gone.
Yeah.
These you can stretch. We had to make them stretch for four uses.
Yeah.
We got out of each prosthetic.
Wow.
And then it's your edges. You lose your edges. You can't blend and hide the stuff. We were able to do that only because the hair was attached. So we're not blending all this business in. So really, it's here and then keep repairing around the mouth to get it to last. But they're pretty much shot now. They really can't be reused.
Wow.
If we ever did anything else, I'd have to get all new appliances for that.
Appliances again. Yeah. So I want to say I have to commend Clay that your makeup held up very well, because his makeup was so good that we could do close-up shots because the makeup was really well done, and you could see his expression and the nose moving, but because the makeup was really well done,
Well, the only one, I mean, all of them are foam latex except for Tiberius.
What?
His is actual latex rubber.
Yeah.
And that was because it was made for something else that we did before this, and then we ended up not using that. But so we had it, and we just went ahead and used it. But ideally, I would have preferred that one be foam latex too.
Oh wow, yeah, but they look pretty
Bill,
good.
you'll still have your other chance.
Awesome.
One of these days, we'll do it right.
No worries. Lots of fun. It was funny because I went to the hotel that night and it was like, it reminded me like an old bar fight I had, two busted eyes. I was like, oh my God, the black shadows here, but,
who was it said about wearing the makeup that no one knows who you are? The first time I met Joe was at Treklanta.
Yeah, that's right.
I was a Ferengi.
Oh wow!
So
Cool.
no one knew who I was. So I actually, I don't know if that'll show up. That's me.
Yeah. Wow.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a good Ferengi.
That looks good. Yep.
That
is cool.
That's professional.
That's one of my favorite parts. I told Jose, please write a Ferengi into something.
Yeah. Well, I love working
doing,
with Frank Parker on that.
I love doing that part. Good. That's a really fun part to play as a Ferengi.
Gold press platinum.
Well, not first season, not first season TNG Ferengi, but yeah.
Right. That's cool, man. Yeah, very cool.
DS9 Ferengi. Yes, definitely.
My daughter keeps mixing up the two Ferengis.
The what? What was that? Your daughter said?
My daughter has Down syndrome.
Oh, okay.
And she's very short. She's over 30, but she's short. Very short. And she's got a Ferengi headpiece, and she loves to put it on. But for some reason, when walking around in what she calls in character, she mixes up the TNG with Deep Space Nine. So she runs around doing this like she's being attacked. And I'm like, no, it's like,
Well, she's having fun with it.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do believe Leslie's met Victoria.
Yes.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, at the set. Yeah.
Yep.
And I know Denise and Bill have. They've been to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the party was a blast.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
The next one's on nights.
Oh, that'll be good.
That'll be very cool. Oh yeah.
I see that there. What kind of camera do you use, and what's your usual camera crew? The first part is I use a Canon AX11, and this is the workhorse because it's a shoot and scoot, and I've used it professionally with doctors, dentists on a road show. So it's a very simple camera to use, and we can train. It says who is usually your camera crew, and the question to that is whoever's available that we can get.
Everybody.
Sometimes it's the actors. Yeah, it's the actors on the set to use it. But so I got a very simple camera that you can play with the. It's a professional one as well, and you can play with the settings on this and achieve what you want. But it's an easier camera to use.
One thing I'll add to that is when Joe runs his camera, he's got it hooked up to a monitor or a TV.
Yes.
So and that for me is very important and very valuable because I can kind of see how I'm looking on the camera, so how it actually is going to come across on film, so to speak. Yep. And I can go, okay, I need to do this, or I got to turn here, or it helps me get into character a little better and helps me get into that scene better. So if anyone's out there thinking of wanting to do a fan film, not only the camera that Joe uses, but don't forget to have a monitor that can kind of see what's going on and kind of see, and you can kind of play it back. So there's feedback, and you get a better feedback. Feedback is really, for me, is very important.
Yep. It's like a football game, right, Darren, where you have instant playback, so you can play back and see whether you want to shoot it again or you're happy with it, Because some teams, right, it came out perfect the first time, or you want to shoot it 3 or 4 times till you get it right.
Yeah, there was a couple of scenes, I can't remember what they were off the top of my head. I think it was when I was playing Klingon, and you said, all right, we've got it, that's good. I said, can we do that a different? I was looking at the camera, my eyes weren't in the spot. I didn't like that. It just wasn't working right. So it's a very valuable tool.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah. Invest in a good size monitor where you can see because the bigger the monitor is, the more, should I say, mistakes that you can see on the side. You can make sure that's what you want in your final film. Good monitor, good big, it's big monitor that you can have. Ours is big enough for 24-inch. You can put it on wheel it around. Yep.
Yeah, and it is really very helpful to see the playback. Once in a great while, we'll do a scene or something, and he'll play it back, and I won't, like with what Darren said, I won't be happy with maybe how I looked or how I said the line or whatever, and I'll just say, hey, do you mind, can we just film that again? And and then I think it's wonderful that you've got that.
Oh yeah, it's important. Yeah, it's important. Yeah, because want the best
with
quality
an independent film, we get to do a lot of reshoots like that. I've worked with Clint Eastwood. And the actor asked him one time, can I do another shoot? And Clint Eastwood turned to him and said, are you paying for this?
Well, the thing though is we actually really don't have the luxury of time. I mean, with us, it's not the money, it's the time. Usually, typically what happens is if everybody says their line right, we move on. I mean, it's pretty much that simple. If it came through good, there weren't, dogs barking in the background or whatever, it's one and done, and you got to move on. So that's why I don't really want to say too often, hey, can I do that again? Because I know time is of the essence. So I have to be like really unhappy with it in order for me to say, hey, do you mind if we do that again? Because I don't do that very often. So.
No, I think, Leslie, you brought up another important point for future filmmakers is take the time to do it right and take the time to strip your sound out. I'm sold on voiceovers. I really am. Because we went up and we did a lot of filming, on other sets. And it's important that, and what do you get on the other sets? You get dogs and race cars and all kinds of stuff. So honking. So you're right.
Emergency vehicles,
That's true. Strip out your sound and do it right, and do your voiceovers and get the sound sweetening. I think that the production deserves. Take the time. It's going to take longer, but if you get your actors together and do voiceovers, I think your film will be a lot better. That's advice I give to those filmmakers there. Take the time to do voiceover. We did that. We stripped a lot of the sound off Captain Simeon and redid the sound, and I'm glad we did. It sounds richer and more powerful, and it got rid of the dog voices, right, Leslie?
Yeah. Yep. I did a very interesting podcast yesterday, last night, and it was. What they wanted to do was Star Wars versus Star Trek, and they wanted people that knew a lot about both fandoms. And what was interesting, they asked a lot of different questions. Okay, who had the better music? Who had the better cartoon series? Who had the, better this, better that? And believe it or not, I was actually really happy that they brought up fan films. They said, okay, you guys, who do you think has the better fan films, Star Trek or Star Wars? And we won in that category. Star Trek fan films beat out Star Wars fan films. And
Good.
when the whole thing was all done, all said and done, when he tallied up the score, Star Trek won.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's I never like trying to compare the two, but because I feel like it's trying to compare apples to oranges. But it was just a fun little game that this guy wanted to do a podcast about, and some of the questions really were actually pretty good.
Wow.
Obviously, whenever a question was asked, like who had the better writing, obviously Star Trek. Everybody said Star Trek. Star
Right.
Trek had such great writing, great scripts. It just, what are you gonna say? But I just wanted to bring it up only because I was really surprised that he said who had better fan films. And they all seem to know about the fan films and watch fan films, and they all pretty much voted. A couple of people said Star Wars, but most everybody else. There were about 12 people on the podcast, and most of them said Star Trek. So I'm like, yay! I'm like, I said, well, when they said, okay, Leslie, what do you vote for? I said, well, I am a little bit biased since I do so many Star Trek fan films. So I said, I gotta go with Star Trek. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I'd like to see Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have like a third of a script that's about. I have a third of a script that's about 29 years old. I need to finish it.
Yeah. That'll be
That
fun.
would be awesome. I used to have a Battlestar Galactica costume. I
Oh,
don't know
no,
what
yeah.
happened to it. I'm so bummed because it looked so good. It was really
wow.
good. Yeah, my mom helped make it for me when I was a little bit younger than I am now.
Oh, wow.
I want to
But
see Star Trek
I
and
wore that
Austin
to
Powers.
conventions. So.
Oh, wow. Star Trek and Austin Powers.
Austin Powers.
Oh, Billy,
Yeah.
Hug me, baby. Let me see your phaser.
Yeah, there you go.
But I really like
stun.
I really like the
Behave.
original Battlestar Galactica. I had a hard time getting into the other one that they made.
Oh, definitely the 78. It was.
Yeah, I
Oh, the
loved
reboot? Yeah.
the 78 one. That's my Battlestar Galactica.
Those Viper jackets, I got to have one of those before I die.
Oh,
I know.
God,
I
those
had
are beautiful.
one.
They are
I
beautiful.
made it, and it looked
Yeah.
so good. I found the buckles and.
Yeah, I'm having an Enterprise jacket made now, and I can't wait to get it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm going to start 3D printing the buckles again,
Oh, wow.
and I'm going to remake my costume.
Those are good. Those are good costumes, God.
I've already got the rub and buff set up so that I can rub and buff everything.
Oh,
Make
that's
it
awesome.
shine like real metal. And then I'm going to cast all the
Oh, wow.
color devices in resin.
Well, on the original, the insignia on the collar, that was the MI branch.
That's correct. Yeah, right.
Military.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you go
right.
online and buy that, and it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can. Yeah, that's true. You can go find that at the commissary.
Cool.
Saves
Very
you on
cool.
that.
Yep. That makes it easy.
Yeah. It does a lot easier.
I guess I should say that.
Yeah. Damn good
So-
ideas.
So Joe, any thoughts on placing the movie in any kind of film festivals in the immediate future, or any kind of feedback from that? I know the Fan Film Forum. There's a lot of submissions out there for that.
There's two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two. Yeah.
So-
There's what is it? The Director's Choice Awards and that are going on now, and the what is it? The Showrunner Awards that are coming
Showrunner
up.
Awards. Yeah.
Yeah, in late spring, early summer, and we have submitted Captain Simeon to some festivals, so we're waiting to hear back.
Awesome.
Fingers crossed that, but it is, I have to admit, hard for a fan film to make it in the what do you call it, in the to go through and make it into the film festivals, because
Right.
a lot of film festivals do not like fan films. In fact, some of them say, do not submit fan films. No, they, forbid it. No, it's a fan film, but you have to do your homework. There's 14,000 fan films, and there's
Right.
over 100,000, films that are made, so you can see what they're chasing. And then it all depends on the length. Captain Simeon is 2 hours and 15 minutes. So you have to submit to those film festivals that will take your film, because it's a
Right.
feature, and then, they have to be willing to be open to take a fan film, and yeah, I would say it's a challenge, but we submitted. We're waiting to hear back in the next 6 months,
Something to think about too is some of the photography wings of some of the colleges, the photography schools. Because I remember when I was in school, they would have like a film night, and you could come in and show any kind of film, especially films that students and people who had made. To just get a reaction and just have fun.
Yeah.
And that's how some cult classic films got started. And believe it or not, that's how Dark Star got started, because it was Ronald Suchet of the famous movie Alien that did Dark Star with his buddies. They put it together as a fan film. They got that sucker out there, and it became a cult classic. And that was the precursor to Alien, by the way. That was technically the same, similar. The ships were similar. The model building was similar. The cinematography was kind of similar. And that's where he really went off on the next thing he did, which was getting involved with Ridley Scott. And they were all film students. And, they were shopping these things around and having fun watching them and watching what other students were bringing to the table. If you could get it into some kind of format like that, where it could become like a cult classic or something on the line of that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That's good. Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents for what it's worth.
No, it's good. We're having our film analyzer. There's some people looking at it. I have some professionals looking at it, so we'll kind of see, and they'll post the results on the what do you call it? The International Movie Database. There you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's awesome.
So we'll see. It's yeah, I'm working on that because I'm curious myself. With a test audience, you can run it with a test audience, and they'll give you some honest feedback. From
there you go.
So, we'll find out in another month or two. Test audiences to see what they think of it. Yeah. Yep. So we're working on that.
But I'm so excited. I really am.
Wow. Yep. And with a great cast, the Super Bowl cast, I might say, that we have here in the screen, that they gave it your all, from the music, the composing, the acting, to the makeup, all what do you call it? Like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle that they all come together, to fill out to make this thing called Captain Simeon, So, yep.
Well, it's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, man.
And that's why we do these things, right? The fun, the camaraderie, that comes together, the energy, like they were saying. What was Drew saying? One spinning off the other, like a ping pong ball, right? It's
there you go.
Yeah, there you go, and coming up with this thing called Captain Simeon. So
well, you're incredibly creative, and man.
What happens if it's went that way? Well, what happens if this happened? It gives you a chance to explore things that they never got to when the series was running.
That's true. Yep.
And once in a great while, you never know, somebody at a studio might watch one and go, "Ooh, I like that idea."
That's it. Yeah. Who's to say where it
and
goes?
then call you up and say, "Who came up with this?"
Thanks, and Kirk, what are you thinking? It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to hear some rumbling around me. I've got a storm coming my way. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can't, but
not a snowstorm, I hope.
It is up in Kentucky, but down here it's going to be a lot of rain and wind.
Wow.
We are in the winter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We were cold here this morning. It was like 33.
33, yeah.
We were both. I
think it was 19 here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We woke up to 19 in snow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is just totally cool. Literally.
1 hour and 40 minutes.
Wow,
It's
we
like
did it.
50 minutes. It's been great. And I think we'll call this particular episode for now, but we'll keep you in mind. We'll hit you up again, Joe. I think this is the way we should travel this through because I like it. Real information.
There you go.
That's useful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked how this was. I like having the flow. I like the questions coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
I
Anytime.
think one of the best questions I've been asked by anybody about doing fan films is it worth the hassle?
Ah,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
yeah. There
No
you go.
hassle.
Definitely.
No hassle.
And I answer the same way. What hassle?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun. It was.
And they're like,
great.
well, you got to get costumes, you got to get this, you got to get a camera.
That's true.
gotta
You
get-
do.
No, it's all worth it.
But that's part of the adventure of the unknown, man.
What
You
hassle?
know? Yeah.
You get to learn what you're capable of. You get to step outside your comfort zone and find out there are amazing
Yeah.
things you never thought of you could do.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
it's unfortunate. I don't do anything with the unions because the unions don't like fan films.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
do, so I avoid them so I can do this.
Wow, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without a doubt, it was well worth it for me. I mean, I'm a big fan of Star Trek. You know, grew up with it. Who hasn't? And whoever has watched it, who hasn't wanted to be on a bridge of a starship?
Oh, I know.
I've got two different ones. I've with Joe's bridge and Jose's bridge.
Yep.
I mean, Frank Parker's bridge rather. I mean, it was just neat to be in that environment. I mean, it was well worth it. A kid in a candy store. Kid in a candy store.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful sets. Yeah.
I mean, walking through those sets are just, yeah.
Studios, I walked in, and as soon as they opened the doors and I stepped into the corridor, I was just like, and Ray said, "Are you all right?" I said, "I'm home."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said
I'll
when I
just
walked
take
into
that
sick
room
day.
down the hall.
In a
Yeah,
different
so this is my
world.
sick day.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have entered a different world. That's true.
Hey, speak of bridges, is Ray Parker redoing and redesigning his bridge sets right now?
I know he's always going through a metamorphosis.
I'm sorry, Frank Parker.
We hit him
forgive me.
at a right time, right? When we got there, he had the Raft of Khan Bridge.
Right.
And he's working on Romulan AL Part 2, which
Right.
requires him to redesign it into a Romulan bridge.
Okay.
But I'm not too sure where he's going after the Romulan bridge because he's always continuously improving his bridge, you know.
Right.
So and expanding his sets. I think he wants to enclose the outside of his sets and build where it's bigger, like he can put like more sets in there, you know. So his is still expanding and growing, you know, and redesigning, you know, his bridge set keeps getting better and better, you know, with more screens. When we got there, we took advantage of his latest improvement with the double screens on the sides of the console and then on the top.
Right.
Yeah, so he is definitely continuously to evolve. I would say he's evolving. Frank is evolving.
Right.
Amazing.
Right.
New sets. Yeah.
Parker has an amazing set. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Joe, you've got some good stuff too. Don't.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, Joe, your stuff is incredible. I mean, underground. I mean, come on, man. And you got all the different sliding walls.
Yeah.
And I think you have every phaser ever made. So it's
We have
like,
a
you know,
lot, yeah.
that's just, it's unbelievable how you've got portable green screens and the
Yeah,
way
we
you've
do.
rigged the wiring and the power and all of that. Just, it's mind warping. Every time I go to your house, I'm like, oh my God, this is just amazing. And you've always added something different or new.
Oh yeah. It's always changing, adapting to the story. So we tried to make it more generic, so you can tailor it to the story and use the sets.
Yeah.
You can make the sets for everything because that's what I was telling Richard Snowden. He's going to be building Star Trek sets. Is make the sets that can be adaptable and changeable to whatever your storyline is. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you will be in good shape. Like whatever your bridge is, if it's a generic bridge, you can fix it so it can be a Romulan bridge, a Klingon bridge, Federation Bridge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll never forget the first time when Jose asked me if I would be at all interested in playing a couple of different roles in his movie that he was working on, which was Razor's Edge.
Yeah, Razor's Edge. Yeah.
And of course, I definitely wanted to do it. I was really, I really liked that I was very flattered. That's the word I was trying to find. The word is flattered. That he asked me if I would be in his movie. And I was like, wow, that sounds really cool. I can play a couple of different characters.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, I'm like, that's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, that'll help me as an actress, try to stretch me as an actress. And I said, so I'm up for the challenge. I mean, I'd love to try to do it. And the first time I saw his set, and we're going down into his basement, I'm sort of like, what, but the minute you start to go down the stairs, you enter into a whole new world.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the heck? He had all these sets and he's showing me around, and I was blown away. Really,
just using the bathroom as a museum.
It is.
Yeah, the bathroom's a museum. That's right.
The green room is a museum.
Yeah.
And he's got a beautiful buffet for us. I mean, he treats these actors very well.
Yeah. His green room is amazing.
Yeah.
He's always
here is a story.
Army.
Leslie, here's a story about Jose's bathroom.
Story.
But it's a story of serendipity.
Oh.
When I was a kid, I had a trash can. I had the Star Trek trash can. The blue one has the Enterprise on it, and it has, the opening narration on the back. So I go into Jose's bathroom. He's got one. Nice, pristine condition one. But over in the corner, he's got another one.
He's got two.
That one's kind of banged up. The metal rim around the top where it's been crushed a couple times is cracked. But I looked at it and it had a mark on the Enterprise part.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that can't be. I think my words was, you got to be kidding me. That was my trash can. I looked at it and I went, mine had that same mark, and I was always mad because it happened right on the ship. Right? Why didn't it get scratched on outer space or something? So Jeff came in there and goes, that looks like yours. And I go, Jeff, I think it is mine. And we took it and fine-tooth combed it. And then I went to Jose and I was like, Jose, where did you get this? He goes, I bought it off eBay. So there is a good chance Jose bought my trash can.
Wow.
So we have a picture of us holding it, together.
And fighting over it.
United with this dear little boy.
Fighting over the trash can.
But I mean, I grew up in West Virginia.
Wow.
So the fact that this thing even got back into his hands, but I am 99% sure that one's mine.
Wow.
It's too close. The mark
Small world.
Stuff. Crazy.
Yeah. And they gave it away, right?
But
they
crazy
gave it away?
The strands, that bring us together. That's what I look at. I go, well, I guess I was just meant to be in this project with him and link up with him. So
wow. It's a sign. It is a sign.
Yes.
The die has been cast.
That's right.
Okay, we're closing in on 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off here anyway.
Yeah,
I am too. I have to get up.
Yeah, I think we did good. Yeah,
before the
us
sun
old
does.
folks, we got to get our nap time in.
Great.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yours, Captain Simeon time. Yeah, recharge your batteries.
I love you.
The lawgivers are calling me too bad.
Yeah.
Well, in
wonderful talking with
the
you.
Leonard Nimoy, Gene Roddenberry fashion,
Oh,
Peace,
yes,
live
yes,
long
yes.
and prosper.
Yes, and thank you for being a wonderful host.
Peace and long
Wonderful
life.
host. Thank you.
Keep
Bye,
us in
come on.
mind
Thank you very
because
much.
Thank
really
you.
want to get us together
Yeah, take
again.
care, everyone.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank
Good to see
you.
everybody.
I knew.
Bye, everybody.
Love you
Bye.
guys. It's all good.
Yes, it's God.